Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
I think
And
I did everything
I'm just
right.
looking at me up there. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm on a I don't know, it was a pretty cool little thing there. I apologize for my redness and cracky face, but Gerald Gerald said that he missed my face. And so I don't have any makeup on today. I do have lots of lotion on. I may have to slather some more on during the process here, but I wanted you to see my face today because I do have some thoughting. And welcome to all of you. I noticed Mo, I told Caleb, he says, now you're going to have to remember to say all that stuff that Mariah says. Well, I don't remember all that stuff that Mariah says either. And just a special situation when she's here. We'll just appreciate her all the more when she returns.
This is true. She should have written it down for us.
Yeah, I told Caleb, I said, I know it's written down somewhere, but I have no idea, and I'm not looking for it. I have other things to do. So here we are. Thursday Thoughts, October 16th, the year of 2025.
Should we say hello to everybody first?
Caleb should say hello to everyone. I'm not used to doing that. I just jump right in.
Okay.
Okay, Caleb's going to say hello.
Okay. Cheryl, Cookie Wookie, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Diane, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Eddie, Elizabeth, Ellen, Estella, Gray, Ingrid, Jenny, Jennifer's Dog Life, Justin, Martin, Carla, Margie, Paula, Patricia, and the Shelly Studio. Hello. That's everyone that came up for right now, but hello everybody. It's nice to see
and
you
if you come in late, just put pinky hello hands on there, and we'll holler at you. One of the mods will holler at you, most likely. I don't know. Caleb's with it here. I know he's slightly nervous, and he's handling this like a pro. Okay.
I was a little scared. I was just trying to make sure I had everything set up right.
I know. Yeah. And dear Lord, I'm so thankful. Did you notice our shirts? They're not exactly the same. Mine's a little bit different. It's a different color of gray. Mine has more blue in it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but we have the Layla shirts on. All right, so Thursday Thoughts. Here we go again, October 16th, the year 2025. This whole little spiel that I'm about to give you here came about because I've been buying Izzy banned books on Thrift Books, which is the largest online used bookstore. Now, I would say if you have a used bookstore in your immediate area, go there first. We want to support our local. That's part of the whole solidarity thing. Reach out into your community, and bookstores are a wonderful place because you always meet somebody there. And a lot of times they'll have little places for you to sit and peruse, and some of them even have coffee and such things I've heard of. Anyway, Thrift Books is a good place to go. Books, stories, personal remembrances are ways we stay in touch with the past, connect to our roots as a family, and come away from reading and being read to experience more informed. Informed not only about the storyline, but, and this is the most important part, about ourselves and what touched not only the mind, but the heart and the soul of who we are as a human being. Really long sentence. Good books stretch, expand what is known, knowledge and facts, and optimally reaches into the most personal part of our being, connecting our being. Reaches the most personal part of our being, connecting that information to our core, our identity as a person, our belief system. Good writing takes us there, to that place, that time, that event, creating a space to dwell in, devoid of the real world around us. Books provide choice, a remedy for a world gone mad, and if only for that short period of time, a respite from a reality where choices are limited. Read a banned book. Counts as a form of resistance. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you some of the banned books. Now we can go topside, Caleb, if you don't mind. That I purchased for Izzy. I am really at... I don't know if they're just banning this author. I don't know why this book is banned. I read it and I couldn't find anything the least bit offensive in it. I mean, you know, the mouse was clothed, the owl was clothed. They didn't, you know, say bad words, whatever. But anyway, it's a darling story about a mouse and an owl who are, oh, that's probably why, enemies out in, you know, the nature world. Okay. Anyhow, cute book. Shelter. Well, I know why this is banned. You know, they don't want our children to feel uncomfortable. Not to hell with that. I want our kids to feel uncomfortable. That's how you initiate change. And if your child is a little uncomfortable and they come to you, then you have a chance to talk about it. So make those children uncomfortable. Shelter. It's a chapter book. Izzy's excited about this. And when Mommy and Daddy go away on their anniversary trip, I'm going to sleep with her and we're going to read this book. It's a chapter book. She thinks chapter books are really cool. Okay. And we know why this is for the same thing. This is written by, it's a compassionate look at homelessness and poverty. Well, God knows we don't want anybody talking about that because we might have to do something about it. Dr. Jillian Roberts is one of the authors, and she's been working with children for more than 20 years. First, as a primary school teacher, we should give those people gold hearts and medals and put them up on a wall somewhere, their name, not the person. Then as a child psychologist and associate professor of educational psychology at the University of Victoria, and I am thinking that's in Canada. I'm not sure. Yeah, British Columbia. Okay, and Jaime Casap is the educational evangelicist at Google Inc., a first-generation American who was raised by a single mother in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. He believes that access to education and technology can save lives. Working with Google and educational organizations around the world, Jaime is passionate about improving the quality of education by using technology to create powerful learning models in all our classrooms. Follow Jaime on Twitter at JCASAP. And Jane Heinrichs is the book's writer and illustrator. I might have to bring out the bourbon today. She starts her day at a clear desk with her huge sketchbook for books and her tiny sketchbook for daily drawing, but usually ends up sitting on the floor surrounded by a collection of paints, pencils, and papers. For more information, visit www.janeheinrichaltogether.com. Okay, that's the info. This is a wonderful book because not only does it have wonderful writing, but it has actual factual pictures. And I want you to see the condition of this book. It's pristine. I mean, I don't know that the people who bought this book in the first round even looked at it. And it says, when you venture out into the world around us, you may notice things that are new to you. The world is filled with unique people who live in a variety of different ways. Well, we know right now that we just defined why it's banned. Sometimes people are happy in these different situations, and sometimes they are not. It's okay to ask questions when you do not understand the way another person is living. Ask questions, always. Okay, it's a really adorable book, well written. I applaud the insertion of actual factual pictures, photographs, and with the rest of it's well done. And I haven't read it to Izzy yet. I wanted to have that be our special time when her mom's gone. Okay, now, both of these are banned. What I read was Stregonona. I used to read her all the time in my classroom. We had reading Fridays in my school because on Fridays I would have two whole class. I would have 40 plus students. And there wasn't room for them to sit, so we would just move the desks out of the way. They would come in and sit down. I would read to them, or we would watch a video. Big on Arthur, and I just kind of chuckled because one that they used to love and they wanted to watch all the time was Sesame Street in the Metropolitan Museum. Big Bird and the rest of the characters somehow or other get locked in there, and of course there's nudity, so we probably couldn't have that anymore. My kids, I talked about it because there's Piata, mother nursing her baby, and some of the boys in the back giggle, so I just would stop it right away and say, "Excuse me, I don't know how many of you in here were nursed when you were born, but those things on the front of your mother, that's what they're for." Okay? Yeah. Anyhow, we'd talk about that and address it. And I never had anybody that come in and said anything to me. Well, they all thought I was a witch, so they probably thought I'd do something. Anyway, Stregonona, Magical World. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. The illustrations are just adorable. And funny and the expressions that you can get with a few little lines, I think is absolutely amazing. And anyway, they have recipes in the back and cooking tips. I felt very lucky. Oh my goodness, here's a Stregonona. We'll have to take that and have somebody we know that plays the piano. And here's Tommy Paula. Wonderful. I was so happy to get this whole anthology. Now, Roald Dahl, we all know he's kind of been on the iffy things from way back when because of his political beliefs, but this is what cracked me up. These are little sticky notes that came with the book that were not removed. This must have been a really wonderful this is BFG. Well, see, Izzy will know all about that. And let's see what this one does. We're going to get to the art here, the twits. Okay, a lot of what he writes is politically incorrect by definition of the present regime. Anyhow, good books. Go out and buy them. Hell, you may not be able to very much longer. All right, so having Caleb over today, I thought, all right, we're going to drag his stencil back out. And I know, you notice I've used it. I've already used it.
I've seen you use it.
You've seen me using it. But,
yeah.
Okay, I just keep, and then I watched, and this is Eddie's fault. And this is really funny today. I said, Caleb, have you watched Eddie? He said, no, but I watched Darcy. I said, well, I haven't watched Darcy, but I watched Eddie. So if we get together, we'll be able to share our whatever here. All right. Oh, I'm not quite finished yet with mine. So I have this little envelope, and what I do when I use Caleb's stencil and I'm making the little cards, I like to give him an example of each one of, the ones that I send out to you all. And that is the most recent batch. But I give him these because I think it's kind of cool, and he can use them in any way that he wants to. But,
those are
just
really cool.
As a little reminder, there you go.
Yeah, thank you. That's very cool.
All right, so we know Saturday, the 18th, I believe. I don't know, Mariah has that written down. What does that say on that orange thing on her desk there?
It says, a peaceful National Day of Action. I can't see that.
Saturday?
Oh, Saturday, October 18th. Sorry.
Okay, all right. So, no King's Day. One of the places you can get your sticker, your button, and a whole lot of other good stuff is from these people at Syracuse Cultural Workers. They have awesome stuff, and here's the sign. I want to show you this. I had this in my classroom way back when. Early warning signs. Yes.
Wow.
And I used to think it was by Benjamin Franklin, but I'm not sure that it really is. Anyway, these people are hardworking people, and they must have a delightful working. They have their own employees that take pictures of them in their shirts and in here. I've actually seen this shirt at protests that we've gone to. And I like that one, but I think that we could make that one. I want to get Izzy's hand. I'll write fascism, and she can put her hand down. Wonderful place to order stuff. Syracuse Cultural Workers. Tools for Justice and Liberation. Amen. Now, this is just for those of you who are contemplating and wondering what kind of papers to use. Blick has a sale on right now. I've highlighted it so you can see it. The Arch watercolor pats, 40% off list. That's almost 50 people, almost. But you see the difference in the price here. It's regularly $43.40, and this is the 10 by 14. Why do I use the 10 by 14 or order the 10 by 14? Because when you cut it in two, you have 5 by 7. And that is a usable size on your smaller gel plates if you wanted to do it. And the same over here with the Stonehenge. I like this paper. They have 140 pound cold press. Again, I get the 10 by 14. Regular is $42.15 and it's $25.48. And I do think we have an affiliate link. I'm not really sure. Yeah, okay. Now, the mixed media pads, the ones that we really like are the Strathmore Bristol board. And again, you know, get the 11. Here, the 11 by 14, I think is your best deal. You don't have to do that. You can get smaller, and it's a lot, but very reasonably priced, but they are on sale, so this is an opportune time to purchase those should you be in need of paper. All right, now we've got all that stuff done. We can talk about some art here.
I wanted to say thank you to everyone who used my stencil and posted the video. They were great video. I saw Darcy's so far. But I do need to watch Eddie's, so
you need to watch Eddie's, and you're going to have a terrible time deciding. I can just tell
really?
you already.
Is it going to be hard?
Oh my goodness, you're just going to say, oh my goodness, what did I get myself into here? But you are going to have to make a choice.
This is true.
You are going to have to make a choice. Okay, so here's Caleb's stencils. And are these sold together?
They can be. So you can buy
you can buy both of them together or separate. Okay, buy them both together because this is where the real magic comes in. And we're going to see some of that today. This is on a brayer off with a pick up of the white because it got too much paint, imagine that. And then a stencil put down on top of it while it was still wet and rubbed off. So how about that? And I'm going to put some more stuff on it.
That looks very cool.
Okay, I showed Caleb this, and this has actual texture. You can feel it with your finger. We're going to do some more stuff with that. This is a brayer off, which I thought turned out really wonderful. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this paint. This is Liquitech Basic Acrylic Fluid. Awesome stuff. It's iridescent graphite, folks. It is, I love it. It's really kind of a grayish brown in here. Okay. And Joan, I don't know if you're watching, but look at this. I'm going to find that little stamp and do some more things with it. But doesn't that look cool? This is just a brayer off and then a flop off. And it's a flop off because I flopped it off from this. And we'll show you more of that here. I've got all of the plates loaded up, folks. We're ready to go today. And see, this is with that graphite. And what was cool about it, there was still a little bit of orange left over that kind of transcribed there in a few different places. And then, of course, I have multiple tissue. This is the tissue that I pulled the other day. You can see this is the little smaller plate. And yeah, got some of the excess off. Look at this. Isn't that cool? It's we're not getting good light.
I was told to move it closer to your face.
Oh, okay.
How did that do?
Yeah, because of my hat. Well, they don't really need to see my face because it's a mess right now. Okay, tissue paper stuff I'm going to put back here. I have to put something on top of it because I'll put the needed erasers. The tissue paper woofs off and goes places. Okay.
Paula said she's going to use my stencil to print on fabric. That's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see that.
Caleb and I have both talked about, and I still have that one pair of heavyweight white pants.
Yes.
That would be a good thing to print. We need to do that.
Yeah, we do. I'll sew it onto something.
Okay, well, I'm up for it.
Margie, I need to watch your video then. I didn't know Margie had a video using my stencil also.
Oh, I didn't either. But I bet Mariah probably knows. Okay, this is something that I was messing with last time. With the turquoise, the blue. Remember, I switched it on there and I did a very unsuccessful flop, shadow technique. You know, not everything you do in life is 100%, folks. I don't know if you're aware of that. Well, you are if you live very long, but you just keep on keeping on. But I wanted to show you this right off the bat because this is kind of a cool thing to do. Now let me get rid of this. Now we've opened up a plate, which is good because I don't have any that are ready to go. So, have the turquoise down first, right? And then remember I took my little stylus thing. See, here's one of my little swooshy-doo, hoopty-doo things to kind of, you know, open up so that there'd be more that you could see as you put on that second coat. Then what I did, I had that stencil and it was wet, sort of semi-wet. I put it down and it pulled up. You can still see it. I think I used it. No, you can still see it. Look at it. Okay. See what it pulled up?
Oh yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, it pulled that up because it was still wet. But isn't that cool? Okay, that's something you can do. The blue was dry. But when I put the wet down and really I really pushed it, and then when I pulled it pulled up the paint. So that's a cool thing to think about when you're doing these kind of things. And I really think, you know, today I'm going to see if, you know, use this maybe as a pickup, a clear off, you know, whatever. All right. Now let's talk about this. This is really not Caleb stencil, but I did want to share this little bit of information with you. So I put this down and crack your edges when they look like this because, and especially this one, because I came in, I didn't put down enough paint. Imagine that. It doesn't happen very often. I don't know. I was watching Murder and Mayhem. I may have been distracted. And especially the Lucas Krill. Remember we talked about the Lucas Krill pastos? It dries really quite quickly. So that was what had occurred here. So what I did is I came back in with my product. And can you see here where it looks kind of shiny and gooey? Put some of that underneath with a brush to reattach it to the, and see that. Now this is what happens when your paint's too dry.
Wow.
But it's so cool because wherever I put down, see the corners and the edges.
Uh-huh.
And that one almost wanted to come up. So that's what happens. And if I had gone back through, put down a coat of clear over all of the whole thing, I mean, it would have been kind of hard to do because when I peel this back and then I had to put the medium down, you know, I could probably still do that. But nonetheless, I think we have, and see here, isn't that interesting? It's just not enough paint. So, word to the wise. Don't be afraid to put down some dadgum paint. And this will be great because I can use this and do some other things on it. I might come in and clean up those edges. I don't know. To be decided. I think that's all I have on pull. Yes, it is. All right. I'm just going to start with this one because it's hand in. whatever. So remember we did this last time with the technique of using the washouts and whatnot, and it did its little crazing thing, and we were really anticipating that it was going to be hold the design a little better than it did. It didn't, but still, I mean, they're evenly dispersed. I don't know directionality. I don't really even see very much of that going on here, but that's okay. Look at this. This almost looks like it has stuck through the other thing. So we've got this. Now, next problem is we're going to decide what to do for a background color to pull this with. And we've got the light yellow and the dark blue. So we have extremes here. And this is where color choices is important, because you've got a really dark value and you've got a really light value. So, options here. I've got, of course, I always want to go with this. I love this. And I love this red. This red is a wonderful red, and I used it in my other, in another. Yeah. And it's so wonderful. It's very bloody red, but it's transparent. And sometimes, you know, your reds are not transparent, like this. This is semi. I guess that's kind of semi. But this one is definitely, oh, that's purple. Get that. Okay. This one is definitely opaque.
Definitely.
So, I don't know. I'm really leaning towards maybe opaque. I don't know. But I'm kind of also leaning towards this, which is just a little bit more lighter value-wise than the reds. And it will not obliterate the yellow. And I'm hoping that the yellow is transparent. Now, okay, let's just, I'm no more talking about it. Anybody else have any suggestions here?
Move your plate down just a little bit. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you, Kim. He's keeping me on track. That's why he's here today.
Mariah's helping me too.
She did? Is she in the chat?
She is, yes.
Oh my gosh. She'll be all... Hey, we did a really crappy job with the introduction, Mariah.
No, we did a great job. We did a great job. I remembered everything though. The stream started.
Oh
so
yeah,
we made
that
it
part.
Here.
But you know, saying the right thing,
saying everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Caleb hadn't reminded me. I was just ready to jump in and hey, did you see my thoughts? I'll wait for her to.
I know, it's so cool seeing everyone use my stencil. It's honestly been really cool just seeing I designed that in graphic design class, and then it's just now people are just buying it. It's really cool.
So you got a grade for it?
Yeah, I got a grade for that.
Excellent. Did you get an A?
Got 100.
All right. I was gonna say I might have to go visit that teacher.
I even took the stencils to class too, and showed it with my presentation because we have to present everything.
Oh,
so
really? Did they film it?
No, they didn't. No.
What a bunch of BS. They should have filmed that. All right, I'm putting tissue paper down because I want to get all of this wonderfulness around the edge.
Thank you, Diane.
And look at that. Oh my gosh. I've only got a couple of wrinkles. As you can see, I have found this wonderful product. I know I keep telling you all about that, but Mariah's the one. I knew about it and I had forgotten about it, but it's, and then somebody mentioned honey, and she said, I think we have some of that. From when, Izzy was, when she was little, she was allergic to tomato products, and she'd eat spaghetti sauce, and she'd break out all around her mouth, and it'd be real sore. Oh, holy cow! Look at that, folks.
That's cool.
Very good choice, Patricia. Patting myself on the back. I really shouldn't, because I have terrible arthritis in this one shoulder.
Oh, thank you, Graham.
Okay. Moving right along. We'll just get back to our orange and yellow. All right, now this is a little bit different story. This is not era. This is my mix, but look at that.
I love that.
I know. I really should have paid more attention how I got that, but it was one of those things that, you know, I was watching murder mysteries and mixing paint. Okay, so basically what I want to happen here, am I good? I need to keep looking at
Yeah, you're good.
the thing up there. So I've got this, because I like to have that paper lined up with underneath so that I can see what's happening there. Okay, you can see the white areas. That's where it's whatever paint you put on there is going to come through. Now, the orange is totally opaque. So it's not going to be affected at all. Well, at all, I say. I mean, yeah, there be maybe some places where it's real thin and it'll show through, but for the most part, no, it's not going to. So what I was thinking is taking some of this really strong turquoise, or cerulean, or I don't want metallic. I just don't want metallic. I can't tell you I don't want metallic.
Yeah, Graham, so I will have a video coming out soon with more information about the challenge. But for now, the last stream that I was in, you could find it on the channel. At the end, it does talk about the challenge a little bit, but you should definitely watch the whole stream. It was very cool. But there will be a video very soon with more information.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And and if you haven't watched the video where Caleb showed his creations, which one was that? Was that the last?
That was the last one.
That was the last one? Okay, you need to watch that because he does fantastic things. And really, honestly, the reason we've kind of pushed it out into the future is to give everyone a chance to really experiment and explore the options with these two stencils. Because as you can see, I'm still learning about what they do. So it isn't something that you're just going to whip it out and, you know, wow, done and fantastic. You may have to work at it a little bit. Okay, back to this. So I know that this blue is going to probably in some areas make the yellow into more of a green. But I'm still thinking that's going to be okay because it's going to be blue-green and orange are some of my favorite colors together. Again, don't scrimp on your paint because you will get yourself into a bad place like I did with the one that I pulled off and it didn't come off because I didn't have enough paint down there to grab onto that other paintiness that was already on there. It's you have to think of this paint layer here as glue. I am gluing what's beneath to the paper, which I'm going to put down, and I need to stop any minute now because I'm getting back into that same spot of okay. And don't be afraid to give it a good rub. Especially this pull layer. This is the layer where you want to make sure that you have stuck down your paint everywhere it needs to be. And I'm just trying to get that extra up on the edge there. See, I got off a little bit. Could have moved it a little bit more this way, but we're not going to get anally retentive. All right, look at that.
Wow. That looks so cool.
So it is. See the areas where we do have some that are really, you know, kind of smushy with the yellow. Now suddenly, I think that's I think that looks really great. That's going to make a very nice print. Okay, now here we are with another one of those inky businesses that we started on Tuesday. And this held a little bit more. You can see a little bit more. I should turn this over and talk about it. you can see a little bit more of the shapes going on here because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this was Eddie's. Come on, Eddie, which one is this? This is symmetrical. Hootie Doo. And it did hold a little bit better. And what's weird is, you know, of course, these are the puddles because of the way I brayer to the outside, and I should have brought some more of that in. I knew that. I'm just recognizing that right now. But I'm thinking what we're going to use to pull this with.
Hello, Lorraine. Welcome to the stream.
Got new people coming in?
Got some people coming in.
All right.
Cookie's helping me out right now.
Oh,
Make sure if you're just coming in to do thumbsy upsies so we can say hi.
Yeah, and give us pinky hello hand so that we know that you did come in.
There we go.
All right. So, what I'm thinking with this one, since we do have some of this turquoise going on out here anyway, how about this? Just consider this. I'm going to check my turquoise metallic in the Nick Pro Iridescent Caribbean. I mean, you know, what's wrong with that? Look at that. I love that. And I haven't used a lot of this because it was way at the back of the drawer. I have to be careful because my drawer is kind of flimsy. It's a, you know, crap piece of furniture. But it works. That's not big enough to bother with. Anywho, again, get down plenty of paint. You can always brayer off what you don't need, but it's really hard when you start picking up your, you know, other thing going on there with your brayer, and yeah. This is semi-transparent. And I want it to go all the way out to the edges so that I can make sure.
I like that color choice. That's a good one.
Thank you. I like that color choice with orange a lot.
Hello, Mariah.
Who we got coming in?
Yeah.
And sometimes when you use a fairly good amount of paint, you must be careful to use lots of pressure with your because it'll create bubbles out where the paint is thicker. Yeah, and that's one of the things that happen. And it usually is out in the middle. So don't be afraid to, you know, really. Oh, look at that, pups. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, you lost me a little bit, Cookie, right there.
What? Well, this is a little more ho-hummy than I really wanted.
I kind of like it, though. I like that a lot.
Well, bless your heart. Thank you.
I have some ideas that I would draw on top of that.
You have some ideas? Well, I'll make sure I hook you up with this print then, Caleb. You just asked for it.
All right, sounds good.
God knows that I don't remember anything.
I've been practicing my Joe printing at home, everyone.
I always ask him that. Sometimes I feel like I'm being kind of stalkery. Because every time he shows up, I say, how's the Joe printing going?
How's the Joe printing?
But anyhow, he knows I love him. Okay, now we have a different situation. I want to talk about this. And some of you will say, why didn't you wait? Well, if I had waited, then we'd have to wait for this to dry. So I'm just telling you about it, and we can, you know, take it from there. Okay, so you can see the last thing that was put down was a yellow flop off. The yellow. Okay, I'm going to turn it over so that you can see. This was a leftover from my Venetian red the other day, you know, that I put down tons of it, and there's plenty left on the plate, okay? This is the Bumpy Butts. Come on, Mo, help me out here. You know, this one that I immediately popped off of.
Join the Powsy Wowsy perks on YouTube.
This thing.
Everyone.
What is this? What is this called? It comes in 2 sizes. I love both of them. But this is the one I broke it, and I also broke it again. See?
I need to cut you.
But it doesn't affect the overall performance. I mean, I'm okay with it. It doesn't have to be pristine. Got a whole bunch of stuff falling on the floor here that I'm gonna have to fetch here in a moment.
Hi, Lucy. Welcome.
Okay, I'm hitting the mic there. I hope that wasn't unpleasant. Anyway, this is that red that I was telling you about that I have just, learned to love and adore and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that's it. Seems like it was a little bit more
Welcome, Justin.
orangey, but maybe not. Okay, I'm saying this is it. Yes, Blood Red Lake. This is it right here, what you're seeing. And the reason it kind of looks like that is just because it's, I reared it out really thin. But that is a really good color. And someone was wanting to know what colors of this to order. Blood Red Lake is a good one because it's a transparent red. Your other reds, for the most part, are opaque. Okay, now talk about this. What are we going to do to pull this layer?
Someone said bronze.
I'm liking that. I am liking that. Now, the other thing that I had in mind was...
Okay, you lost me there.
No,
You lost me there.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
You really lost me there. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Okay, well, the reason is, I want you to think about this, because what you're seeing there, I'm going to stick this underneath so that you can kind of see. See what happens there? It intensifies the transparent red. It comes out pink there, and it's going to change the yellow ever so slightly where it shows up there. What do y'all think? Can you see how vibrant that is? I mean, it just almost pulsates off of the screen. This, on the other hand, is not going to do all that much because it's almost exactly the same as what's on there, except it's shiny. So I'm going to ask you to just trust me on this. And I don't usually go for this.
We're doing the pink?
We're doing the pink. Because I think it's the way to go.
Nobody's agreeing with you right now, by the way.
Nobody is?
Before we do this. They're saying no pink, yeah, bronze. But Karen does say she trusts you.
Bless your heart, as you well should. Now, the other pink that I could use beside this pink, messy fingers here, I've got this, and then I've got this sort of salmon-y pink. But I really like this, the brilliance of this, and what this is going to do to both the red and the
Hello, Ivy, in mixed media mess.
Yeah. All right. We're just going to go with this. Oh, good Lord. Well, we'll be getting a lot of... And when I first got that paint, I didn't use it for a long time. And then I decided it was the thing to do.
Hi, Liz.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do a real quick a double thing here because I got too much paint. We'll go ahead and put this down on this one also, Tommy Ann. And we'll let this set up and then pull the whole thing with white. And I think that's going to be quite nice. I just love what this pink does to orange.
That's actually cool.
And after a while, you get a lot more sense of how much paint to put on. And it's just, there just isn't anything other than experience that can help you. I can talk to you all day long, but it is not going to help you in your pursuit of a proper amount of paint. Oh boy, that's going to be awesome. Brayer off. Look at that. I got some. Ow. My necklace on my thing there. All right, let me get some paper down. I am going with regular copy paper. A lot of paint, so a lot of rubbing. A lot of rubbing. Rub, rub, rub.
P, will you be able to pull this by the end?
I don't know. You know, this is really weird. You should ask that. The other day I was setting the temperature because it's hotter than Hades up here, and and I looked at the temperature, 78 degrees, and I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I guess what it decided, since Brad or Mariah had set the downstairs thing on, because, you know, they're going away for, oh my goodness. Well, see what happens once in a while? Even your pups gets ripped. And that's really wet. Okay, we're going to go for another round.
We have an hour and 10.
What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. Anyhow, something about, oh, the temperature.
Oh, yeah.
So, as I was looking at the temperature, the humidity downstairs was like 58%, and upstairs it was 43%. Yeah, and humidity has a lot to do, and that, oh, that, you know, somebody asked the question, am I going to be able to, I really wish that picked up more of that, because that's really a great color combo there, the orange and that pink. And my pups is even getting stuck down because I did a little vigorous jobby of, well, okay, we must be having like 0 humidity today. See what that did? But those are really, look at those collagey pieces there, Caleb.
Oh yeah, those definitely are, yeah. Mariah's saying to pull that by the end.
She says we can.
I think so. I don't know. Look at that. She's saying pull this by the end with question marks. I think so.
Are you looking at this? Look at this.
That's pretty cool. Okay, wait. I do like that a lot.
Yeah, I think it's, I really honestly, because I've done that combo before, so I have this, yeah. All right, where are we here? Have I got everything down that I needed to get down?
Asking for a friend.
Oh no, here, one more. We're gonna have to pull something or other than that. We're just gonna have a very short stream here because I don't have any more. Oh, we can always figure out something to do. Any more open plates. But maybe some of those ones we started out with, since it is drying really, really quickly. Okay, this is the one, and I told Caleb about this before the stream because he was like, what color is that? And I said, well, this is this color that I didn't use it for a long time because I thought it was black. It's iridescent graphite. Isn't that what it says? Yeah. It's a basics acrylic fluid Liquitex. I don't know. I'm imagining that it was a lot cheaper than, but this is what it brayers out to when you brayer it very thinly. But you can see, okay, so this pull layer is going to be the fourth layer of paint here. We have 1, 2, 3. There. Are you following me? But we have to be very conscious about what color to pull it with, because I think this is going to be the breaker. So, suggestions, Caleb, what's your feeling about it? If you were at home and you didn't have anybody talking to you about BS or anything, what would you do?
Honestly, what I usually do,
Purple?
I'll tell you what I usually do is, because y'all have given me a lot of paint. And so, usually I'll kind of just look down, I just kind of grab one, and I just go with it.
You just grab it and go.
I grab and go with it, and it's worked out a couple of times, which I do need to show y'all something, but, yeah.
Or, we've got this.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
I really like this too, and the reason I do is because the matte color of this, because here's the, plus it's a little, it's ever so slightly, it's cool paint. It's going to really, I think, highlight that chocolatiness of that graphite, and still bring it, have enough contrast that it's going to bring out the white. Oh, I can't even get this.
This is Liquid Layers by me. P altered the edges, so she cut them, but usually it does come with a box, but you can cut it if you want also. But yeah, this is Liquid Layers. This is the top. That's the top one.
Okay, trying to keep this straight here, because I really do understand that, you know, if you're, because my head's not directly over this, I have no idea where anything is. Okay, this is important. Remember I talked to you about the layer that I pulled today, and I only got about a third of it up. This is the one that you don't want to skimp on your paint. It's much better for you to waste a little paint than mess up a whole print that you've been working on, you know, that has 4 or 5 layers on there.
Mariah's saying you should mix the pink and the copper together.
You know, I would have really liked to do that, and the thing about it is when you mix that metallic paint with an opaque one, it's really not all that interesting. Whoa. You're just going to have to take my word for it. We will do that sometime, but not today.
You hear that, Mariah? We tried. Lynette said, how did you get those cells?
How did I get what?
Those cells?
Those cells? You mean the
I think that's just from the stencil.
It's the stencil.
Yeah,
I'll get it out for you in just a minute, sweetie. Okay, this is really, and I can't see where my edges are on this because the dead-gum paint's opaque. So I'm just going to have to guess that it's somewhere there. It's a combination, and okay, so who asked that question, Lynette? It's a combination of the stencil, but also the technique of overlaying the stencil and color choice. Totally. That's what causes that wonderful, wonderful effect. And I know I'm getting some on the back of this, but we don't really care because...
Thank you, Lynette. That's Liquid Layers.
This stencil is really brilliant, and for Caleb's first, you know, experience right out of the gate, I mean, he should be very, very proud.
I plan on working on some more very soon. I like that. That turned out good.
Because
wow.
I can remember what Caleb said when we started this whole thing. I said, well, Caleb, what was your idea? And he says, I wanted it to really have a lot of depth.
Yep.
So, you can see how that happens.
I love that one. That one's so cool.
And you can still see the wonderfulness of that iridescent, what is this called? Iridescent graphite. This is some awesome paint because it takes on really well. It's transparent enough and has enough, I don't know, just kind of a grainy texture to it that it makes for a very interesting, yeah. And plus we had some other crap that was already on there. It happens. And sometimes it happens when I really didn't want it to happen. All right, what have we got here that we can... Okay, we have a clear plate, folks.
Thank you, Cookie, for doing that.
We have a clear plate, or so somewhat of a clear plate. I'm turning this around so that I can get this where I need it.
Yeah, the layers were so cool.
So hopefully, what do we got here? We've got a whole hour. All right. So now we're going to talk about some things that happened here and how they happened. Because I have the space behind me, I can put, it's really hard. And I told Caleb, I said, ideally what I would like is I would like to be able to have room here to have 2 plates next to each other. Because that's what I did on my flop off on the yellow. To get this here, the yellow, this is a flop off. So I put the paint down, put the stencil down, got the stencil saturated with that yellow paint, and then put it down on a naked plate. But in this case, it wasn't totally naked. It had some of that dotty stuff on there. Does that make sense? And it's really hard for me to do because you would have to be looking at the back of me over here as I was messing around with this over here. And that's probably not going to be a good thing. Look at how cool the edges of this and what it picked up there. Going through a lot of pups today, but that's okay. We know that. All right.
So when I designed the stencil, Cynthia, I designed it to where you could really do it any way. So yeah, what Cookie and Eddie are saying, you can really just experiment with it in any way. Either way, it's going to create a lot of layer, I feel like, just because of the way the stencil is. So you really just experiment with it on your own. But
and you know, if you watch Eddie's video and look at what's going on in
I'm
his
excited
video
to watch that
and see how much different it is from my approach. And now some of the stuff that you're seeing out here is, well, on this, which turn this baby over.
Is Darcy still here? I was wondering if you decided which one you wanted to use yet to enter into the challenge. There were some really cool ones. I really liked them. I can't say too much though.
Yeah.
Because I got to see all of them.
Absolutely.
Got to see all.
All right. Well, here we go. I think that I've got most of the mucky muck out here. Sometimes I don't mind the mucky muck, but when I do mind it is it's on the back side of the acrylic plate. No worries. If it's equally distributed and it enhances the print that I'm trying to pull. Okay, so we're going to talk about Caleb's stencil.
Thank you, Cynthia.
And about which one do you want down first? Well, that is totally up to you. Okay? Did I show these already?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I did.
Wait,
I think so.
I gotta see the next one maybe.
Okay, so you can see this is a brayer off. This is a flop off. Yeah, I did because I talked about the orange on top. Or did I just talk about that to you?
I think you talked about. That's why I can't remember is because we talked about
because
it.
we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very cool. That's with the graphite. Isn't that nifty?
The link in the chat, Liquid Layers, is how you get it, Lynette.
I think the name is really cool. Okay, so do you want to start with this? Because whatever you put down first, that's what's going to be on top of your print. That's what you're going to see. Okay? So I know, trust me, I still have to look at Mariah sometimes and say, Okay, now remind me, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do? Okay, this is a flop off and a brayer off and a extra paint thing. This is from, oh, we did talk about this, Caleb.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's good to go through these again, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I get here. I'm going to use one of these to then put down on top and pull the print. Okay? So, since I have this one on here, let's just do this one. And I apologize, you know, so much is going on, and don't have Mariah here, and I've been a little discombobulated because I know, you know, sometimes I don't even see her that much during the day because I live upstairs and she lives downstairs. But just, you know, I know she's there, and I know if I need to ask her something, that she's available. Then I don't mind interrupting whatever it is that she's doing. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, can you see what's going to happen there? Because we're either going to flop this off or use it as a pickup. I'm thinking of, we're going to, yeah, that's what we're going to do. One or the other. I don't know. But I've got it available here. I've got this wonderful pink over here in case I want to flop that off on this. That'll be really cool looking brayer off. So let's see here.
Hi, Amy. Welcome to the stream.
Alrighty.
Yes, P is home alone right now.
I'm ruminating what we're going to use for the full color. Full color for this next color here. And what I'm really leaning towards, okay, I'm picking this up and I'm moving it because I want it to be where my paper is. See where my paper is here? Because that's my guideline. That's as close as I get to registering anything. Yeah, we all laugh when I say register because God knows that I don't do that. Alrighty, so I am thinking quinacridone burnt orange because I already have a little bit of an orange tint to this. Now, I'm looking at this and I want to make sure that when I put it down, I'm not hitting the same spot. I'm hitting a different spot. And I think that's going to work. Yes, okay. I want to put it over here. That's important because that's how you get that whole thing with layering and get the whole thing with, as Caleb says, I want it to have depth. And I really wish that, I hope your teacher was impressed with your design ability.
Oh, yeah, definitely she was.
Tell her
that was one thing that you're going to see too when you watch Darcy's video is I like the way that she put the stencil on the paint. I'd never seen it like that before. I can't remember what it was called. I want to say it was like shadows. I can't remember. But it was cool because she would put it over the paint and then take it back up, but roll over it.
Oh, you know shadow technique.
Yes, that. It was really cool to watch. Like, especially with the stencil because it created like many layers, like a lot.
It does. And there is a trick to that. And the one that I did the other day wasn't a very good example of that. Quite honestly. Okay, I'm doing a light layer of that and a light layer over here because remember, this is going to be our gotta move fast. Brayer. Paint is drying. That should be your mantra. Oh, I'm hoping this is good. Just please make this. May have been a little bit opaque. I'm just hoping it's not. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Ooh, that's kind of. I like that one. That's one that you kind of got to look at it in person.
You do, because in those areas where the other print is, and I put it down so that it didn't match up. I didn't want it to match up. Remember the print that Caleb made that he matched them up? Do you know what kind of special print that is? Because the odds of that happening are like
it was the
in the point something
Uh-huh.
area. Okay, I think it's wonderful. I'm very pleased with this. Very pleased with this. Okay, this is going to need to dry just a bit because this quinacridone is a fairly, what do I want to say? Okay, here we go. You know, I can't do it. Oh, I know, I tipped it. That's how I got that on there. Quinacridone is a very, it comes in under the category of a dry paint. Dries quickly. But look at this. Isn't this wonderful? Now we have another one to take then, and we're going to pull in the other stencil here, put over the top of that, and look at how cool that is going to be.
That's going to be cool. I like that.
I think it's going to be wonderful. Okay. So, color. Color, color, color. Color, color, color. Oh my goodness, we're going to have to pull something here. That's what I just put in there. What's this? Let's see if we can pull this. This might be a little bit soon, but like I said, it's a very dry day. It wasn't the paper. Look, it's pulling up the whole edge of that paint there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
But it's still very kind of squishy.
That looks amazing. I love how the background looks like that white. That's really cool.
And see, the thing is with that pink, it didn't obstruct and cover up what was already there. That's what's really important when you think about the colors that you're choosing. And if this had been the you wouldn't have had enough contrast there. I don't think. I think that's a good call. Plus, look at the surface quality of this. Can you see that?
That looks really good. I really like that one.
That's probably going to be the pièce de résistance for today. Okay, I'm going to get another one ready here because so I can flop it off onto, you know, this thing here. Which
Hello, Lexi. Welcome to the stream.
okay. Now we're going to do a little missionary work here. I know that this drives everyone crazy, but I really need a white sheet of paper in there. And I don't need it to have stuff on it because then I'll be trying to get it off of the plate and there won't be anything on the plate and yeah, yada yada boo boo.
Everybody, if you're new here, you just came in, make sure you like the stream and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll help us a lot. And Mariah wants to get her trophy from YouTube. I know that.
Yeah, that. She talks about it all the time, almost as much as she does fussing with her hair. And what are we whacking on here?
Hello, Art Curious. Welcome. You
know, I don't think that I mentioned this, but I think I would be remiss in not bringing it up at this particular time. The connection between books and reading and art. When I'm doing this, what I'm doing right now, you know, the whatever outside, as long as I can't, and I can't hear very well anyway. So the world could be going to hell in a handbasket. And I would just continue on with my gel printing, and I would feel peaceful and whatever. Okay, the reason I'm pulling this up is because I do not want it to interfere with my conscious attempt at getting cellularization going here with these stencils. Like I said, I might have to slather on some product here in a minute. Kind of dry and crusty. Okay, so put the, because I want white. I mean, I want the negative areas to not have any paint on, right? Everybody understands where I am going with this. And yeah, okay, that looks pretty good. Feel pretty good about that. And okay, let's put this underneath just to see, you know, what's going to happen here. Okay, changed my mind. I'm going to go with white. So that means I need a different one here. Okay. We'll use this for a brayer off. We don't care if it's got a strap on. And we're going to use you usually have it out here, but you don't. Open, so that we can get good flop offs, and we'll be able to get more than one print here. So really, actually, what I need to have set up here. Okay, this is going to be a good one to either pick up or flop off, because it's it doesn't have a lot of white on it. I'm not going to do that one because it's got too much white. I think this might be interesting with white on top of it. Oh, anyway, we've got choices here. I like choices. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we might be able to get even more than that. Okay, how's my placement here?
Looking good. Yeah, you're good right there. I go to New York tomorrow.
I know.
It's gonna be awesome.
So excited for you. I hope you don't have any problems with airplane stuff, because I've been hearing some things about.
Yeah. Getting delayed. I've heard about
delays
that.
And
so far, everything looks good.
Well, just a suggestion: take a tiny pillow with you.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those neck things? Those are nice.
Well, actually, since it's my birthday, my dad got first class for the flight out there. I know. Oh. I've never done it before.
I always, if I have layovers in some place, I always try to upgrade.
I've never done it before. I'm super excited.
Let me tell you what, it's going to be hard for you to do that other stuff. Go back to being scrunched in a little spot. Yeah, that was so nice of your dad.
Yeah, he's taking me to New York for my birthday, and we're going to see my favorite band in concert in New York, which will be awesome.
Oh my goodness, it's just like double.
And then I'm also going to I'm visiting the fashion school, the New York fashion school. So that's going to be really cool. I can't wait. We're actually staying across the street from it. I'm going to do a lot of thrifting.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
I'm just so excited. I told Caleb, I just really wished I could go with you. I would be so... And you know, the reason I say that is, and I wouldn't want to go to I would not want to go to New York with any of my husbands that I've had so far. They would all be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But Caleb is wonderful to go places with because he's so, I don't know, he's just got the right vibes, you know? Not everybody does. Okay, now this is where you run it. I don't want to lose that paint.
Cynthia, my favorite band is Modest Mouse.
Is who?
Modest Mouse. It's an indie rock band. And then also Built to Spill. We're seeing both of them.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know what either one of them are, but I'll take your word for them. There's my musical. And it hasn't improved because Mariah is so sound sensitive that you can't play music around here.
Really? Even if it's loud? Is that what you're talking about? Because she hears everything.
She hears everything.
Everything.
She's super smell, super sound.
This
so
is true.
I really miss my music. And the other day when she was gone after they left, I played my music real loud because I have it set up in my bedroom. So okay, I'm laying that down so that size up. Now we've got a lot of paint on the page here. You can see, folks, and it's very opaque. So we've got some options because we have this really colorful print here. I don't mind that we're obliterating some of it. If some of it needs to be obliterated, it's obnoxious. Mo agrees with me. I know. I heard her nod her head and say, "Yes, Patricia, this is true."
Modest Mouse was the name of the band.
Modest Mouse. Well, it's a really cute name.
Yeah, I'm very much into indie rock. My dad got me into all the music that I listen to now.
Okay, so we have a problem here. This is wet. And I've got these books over here. And
yes, Chiquita. There is a challenge. The Makers Caleb Challenge. # Makers Caleb Challenge. You have to, if you go back into the channel and you watch the last video that I was in, we talk about it towards the end, but there will be a video coming out soon with more information. I just need to make the video.
I'm just trying to get this extra paint up here because I don't really want it on my prints. And
hi, Pinko. Welcome to the stream.
Check it out.
That looks cool.
Yeah, okay. It's got a lot of paint on it and a lot of wet paint on it. Here we go with this one.
Not me, Lexi. At first I didn't understand where he was coming from. But then I caught on, and now I love the indie rock music. It's my favorite. I got to see Built to Spill the other night in Dallas, and that was really cool.
I'm going to check out this. What is it? Something mouse?
Modest Mouse.
Modest Mouse.
Built to Spill. But I got to meet the lead singer of Built to Spill the other night.
Really?
It was awesome. I told him I was there for my birthday, and we had like a conversation for like 10 minutes, just like normally talking, just chilling. And he signed all of my vinyls and stuff too.
Oh my goodness!
That's awesome.
So exciting. I mean, I used to think that kind of stuff was exciting. Not so much anymore, but I mean, depending on who the person is.
Yeah, I'm Caleb, Chiquita.
All right.
I'm the newest designer.
As we progressively go through these iterations of our picking up the white paint, you will notice they're getting lighter and more transparent. And when it reaches the stage where we are right now, this is where I like to leave it and let it dry because, let me turn this is kind of nice. I'm liking these purple ones. Mariah mentioned this the other day because there's more contrast. This is what's left.
That looks really cool.
And that's going to be a wonderful
you can do something
pick
cool.
up when you put something on top of it, folks. Alrighty. Now, remember what that was?
Thank you, Chiquita. Yeah, there's two styles, so that's the bottom layer, but you can really interchange them anyway. And there's a top layer as well.
And I just have to hold this up in the air. Remember, this was the brayer off. This is the first one I put down. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's still.
I feel like it gets better each pool. Like the less paint there is.
It really is true. And the problem with it is you can't really and here is the flop off. Do you see the difference?
Oh yeah. That's cool.
This is the flop off.
That looks really cool.
And okay, I'm gonna get all these out of the way. We're not finished yet, folks. Don't start leaving. There's more to come. If I can get an open plate.
Josh has been in college, Jenny. Josh is at Tech having a good time. I was actually on the phone with him yesterday.
Oh, you did?
He's doing well.
Is he?
Yep, he's doing well. He was helping me this morning with my college application. So
oh,
that was cool.
Wonderful. Okay, so we've got some paint left here. And really what I'm going to do...
You can buy one of the other Chiquita for the challenge. You just have to use one of the stencils at least. And then you'll see I'm actually making a bag for the winner at the end. But if you watch the video, we do talk about it more. But you just have to use one. If you want to get both, you can. But for the challenge, you do need to be using one of them.
Okay, we've got a lot of layers here, but because of the conditions in the room today and the fan on and whatnot, I guess, we are having a really spectacular drawing day. Crack those edges. Just helps a little bit with the pulling of your print if you don't want to be tearing it. And sometimes even after you've done this, it's still sticking. So just, peel it back carefully.
Oh, is that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, I want to see that. That turned out pretty good. That turned out pretty good. I like that.
I'm not seeing as much of your print here as I would have liked to, because that's the yellow, folks.
Yeah, it's
it's just kind of, one of those things. But it wouldn't have that wonderfulness there without that other print on it. So even though you're not seeing the pattern of the print, the lines it has put down has created some visual interest within it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's extremely vibrant and lovely.
It's a spicy print, Eddie says.
A spicy print? Yes, it is. It's saying jalapeno, baby. Okay, so we've got these two. We've got lots of stuff around the edge here. This, this might be a good time to save your tape. Remember I told you about saving your tape?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and it really does help to burnish it a bit. That just means you're getting it down there so that it's going to pick it all up. Okay, that's lovely. Now I'm going to come back over here and see if I can go ahead and pick up so that I've got a good solid here and see if I can. I'm being very careful about how I'm picking this up because I want to. It's important that I'm keeping my tape.
Make sure you like the stream and subscribe to the YouTube, everybody, if you're new.
Now see, isn't that wonderful? The spot got missed there. See if we can pick up some cool stuff there. Yeah, all right. Wherever you got paint showing through your tape, just, you know, hit it again. Okay, that's a good one. Now, it also looks cool on this side.
That looks really cool.
Okay. So I'm just going to put this over here, and I'll deal with it on my toilet paper roll later. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of this.
What tape do you use when you pull from the plate?
Well, just a second. I'll grab. It's heavy. This is BOMEI. Mariah gets it by the 6-pack or case or whatever. Oh. I don't know why it's not pulling here. Oh, because you got to lift it off that middle bar. It's an operator error there, not.
The exact tape is in the Amazon shop, it looks like.
Yeah. Now see, that got more of the pink. I don't know why it's not picking that up. Okay, that's another good one. I'm going to keep that one too. Now we can just tape. Okay, if you want your tape to come off, you need to get it off the middle bar there. This tape dispenser thing, you might not think you need it, but once you've got it, you will say, oh my gosh, this is making my life so much better. So much better. Yeah, I'm not really going to concern myself so much with that outer thing there because I'm not going to be going out there anyway. That's good enough. Oh, that might even be interesting, depending on what you put it. The thing about this tape business, depending on what color you put it on top of, it has a whole different feel to it. But this is the dispenser. I don't know if Mariah has this listed. I don't see any. Oh, yeah, here. Vimtoba. But it's heavy, and it needs to be. So that you don't have to hold it down. You can pull tape with one hand. Sometimes that's important. Okay, so we've still got our white stencil here.
You have 30 minutes left, by the way.
I've got 30 minutes?
You do.
Oh, sweetheart. I could do absolutely amazing things in 30 minutes. All right, why am I doing this? Well, because I'm thinking I'm going to get some smushy stuff from the stencil. And sure enough. Kind of hard to see that white on white. That's why I pulled it over on the purple side. Okay, so we're going to go with that. And we're going to line up oh, I got it. More I've got. Hey,
hello, Alice. Yes, Modest Mouse is amazing.
Okay, we've got these two little jobbers.
Dismemberment Plan? I love Dismemberment Plan. They're awesome.
Who is this?
Alice was asking me about a different band.
Oh.
Dismemberment Plan is awesome. I love, like, every person that I've showed their music to, I've always told them, I'm like, I've never heard anything else like it. Like, it's so unique. They're great.
Wow.
You need to get into your indie rock music.
I do. I'm gonna this Modest Mouse business. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, the Modest Mouse. I love Modest Mouse.
Okay, we're getting back to my old hometown paint. Transparent red iron oxide. Okay, what's going on here? Why is this not going back in its spot? There we go. And we do have a little bit of white underneath there. And, I don't know that there's really enough that it's going to make a hill of beans difference. But, we'll provide some. Now, this might do something. Okay. I feel like we're having a really good session today, Caleb.
Yeah, it's going good.
The other day it was kind of meh. Just some days. Well, plus my face was really, and I was operating under the effects of
P is using the liquid
whatever
layers.
that stuff is that makes you sleepy all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I remember that, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, this is the liquid layer stencil.
Look at the puckering. And this is over the top of.
Oh, that looks cool. I like when the paint does that.
Isn't it? It's really interesting.
It
makes for a very unusual.
Because I feel like you can't do that on purpose. I feel like. I feel like it just happened.
It's really difficult. Okay, now look, we have reactivated. Check this out. We have reactivated the white that was on the stencil.
That looks cool.
Okay, now let me.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Turn that over.
I'm not sure where dismemberment plane is out of.
But see what happens there? Isn't that cool? Now this needs to dry for the next layer.
Maybe? I don't know.
Be added.
Diane said that one looked like pizza.
Pizza. Yeah, kind of. Okay, when did we put this down? All right, I don't know. This might be dry. Again, and I know we've said this hundreds of times, but depending on where you live.
Oh, that's so cool.
Look at that pulling just awesome. Like butter.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Isn't that wonderful? Okay, I wanted to do that because I think we might be able to get another little bit of stuff going on here. Okay, India yellow. You can also use quinacridone nickel yellow or nickel azo gold.
If y'all like those bands, y'all should check out Built to Spill. Built to Spill is very good. Like, if y'all like Dismemberment Plan, y'all would probably like them.
How was it? She sent me this band. It was some kind of it was from, a long time ago, probably before you were born. But it made me chuckle and laugh because it had such marvelous. It was like back in the old days of MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Where they'd go to another country and people would be doing things. The thing that just absolutely, and I've actually seen this in Mexico, where they have the bus or the flatbed truck or truck with, stanchions on the side. and they load it up so that it looks like it is a physically impossible feat that this is going to stay on there as it bounces along old dirt roads.
Yeah.
And then there's always some idiot sitting on top, very top, and you're just going, oh my God, how is that going to work? But it does. It just makes me laugh.
That's funny. That's so cool, Alice. Wow. That's actually really cool. We sold cheese together.
Interesting, right?
Oh, that's cool. Whoa. Wait, I didn't even look yet. That's really, I actually like that.
Okay, so that was the Indian yellow that's down there, and you can see there's still a little bit of it left. So I'm going to grab this.
Hi, Rosemary. Welcome to the stream.
Because I'm hoping we're going to be leaving and see, look at how that halo's out there.
Yes, great.
Add a little bit of that off. That's probably not going to be that, but I'm hoping that we're still going to have some cellularization. Check it out.
That's looking cool. It looks really
Reactivated that white again.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's really cool. I like how the borders got lost so much. And it kind of just it just stops, and it looks cool.
Yes, like out here, it sort of just gradually fades out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got mucky muck hither and yon there. Okay, that should be dry in just a short amount of time. Oh, here, we can pull this. This is one of the very first ones we did.
Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. And subscribe to the YouTube.
Okay, so this has had enough time to attach itself to the edge. We need to come along and bust it loose. And this is my Gelli Arts.
I haven't heard of them, Graham. I have not. I need to check that out then. Ooh, that one's looking cool.
You know, just be aware as you're pulling it off.
Alright, I'll check them out. I like those. Alright, I will.
Okay, let me back roll it. This is that 9 by 12 Gelli Arts that's slightly thinner. It's not as thick as the Gel Arts. Look at that. And it's so smooth and wonderful.
That one's really cool. I like that a lot.
Alrighty, so let's get some.
Jenny asked, are the gel plates stickier?
Between the brands?
No, just, I guess, is it
Oh, some of
stickier
them,
than usual?
some of them are. And that last one that I just pulled and it just came up like a dream, that was partially because it was still ever so slightly damp. It hadn't completely dried, in other words. And I do like to keep this little plate pretty clean on the edges, simply because your paper goes almost to the edge. You saw how that was on there, how I pulled it off. Okay, those are some interesting markings here.
Diane said to leave the last one alone.
Wait, what?
Diane said to leave the last one alone.
Leave the last one alone. Diane, I agree with you. You are spot on. That is absolutely, yes. Mariah would be sitting here and saying that. Don't do anything to that. Okay. Boy, we got beginnings of a nice, in my color house there. Okay, I think we've just pretty much exhausted our, the back of this and how we can use it, but look at what wonderful. Isn't that a fantastic patina?
That looks so cool. Do you ever glue down this stencil?
I do.
You do?
I do. I'm a little hesitant on these because I spent a lot of time cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about 20 minutes just to,
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. Okay, I'm going to leave this alone for a little bit just simply because I don't think it's quite dry. I don't know what happened to my other. Its brother down here on the floor. Okay. And you see how this 9x12 plate, and how the stencil comes right to the edge of it. And see how it went a little over there, so I just need to move it over a little bit more. So I've got it all on the page there. It's really hard. This is why I don't like the 9x12. I prefer the larger ones because you don't have to worry about that happening. Now, once these get paint on them on both sides, you need to be a little bit more persnickety about make sure it's down on the thing. Okay. All right. This is going to be a first layer, so we've got lots of options here, and I don't really have any more. Now, this one might benefit. We haven't used purple today. Let's use a little purple. And I don't know. I really like this just like it is. I just think it's kind of funky and weird. And this would be a good one to do drawings on, Caleb.
That one would.
I
agree.
You agree with that? I'll just hand that to you, and you can take that home with you.
All right, I'll bring this back, and I will do some cool drawing on that.
Okay, and I've got this one also. I think would be a good one to do drawings.
I started drawing on my backpack the other day. I was in class, and all my work was done. It was the last week before break, so we didn't have much work. And I pulled out some markers, and I just started drawing on my bag, and it looks really cool. Like, people were watching me, and they're like, "Did you just do that right now?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. How about that? Okay. Now, I like this, but I think we can, without, destroying it, because I'm going to add lines to this. So this is going to be my flop off. Okay. Everybody's with me on that. And remember, you can flop off onto another plate as well as a piece of paper. Just saying, that's really kind of a cool thing to do. And I just don't have room for that here. And be able to do all the other stuff. Okay, so I'm changing my mind. We're going to go with blue. Blue. And I had that indigo sticking up here a while ago. Prussian. Not indigo, sorry. Prussian indigo. Same difference. And I need to use this up because you can tell it's old paint. So. And I'm thinking it's open because I see the black here. So again, we're going to have bunches of sticky paint here. And we'll be able to do fun things with this. But let's get some stuff lined up here now that I've got the paint squeezed out there. Thought I could use that up, but I didn't. Okay, I'm not going to brayer it out until... Okay, I know now I want to use this one. I'm thinking very possibly also this one. Even though it looks kind of cool. Definitely this one. And I don't know.
Graham, let me know when you do that stream. I definitely will watch that. That would be really cool.
What are we watching?
Graham's wants to do a stream that is inspired by music albums. So
Oh, inspired by music? And he's going to do gel printing?
gel printing, yes. Gel printing inspired by specific albums.
Yes. I think that sounds marvelous. Even though I don't, I just know that the music I listened to the other day, and is Paula on here? Eddie, is Paula here?
I feel like I remember seeing that name.
Okay, lots and lots of paint here. I'm going to go ahead and give this a. I'm not even pressing. I'm just allowing the weight of the brayer to create this wonderful, wonderful background here. Isn't that nifty? Okay, that's really wet. Putting that over there. That out of the way. That's drying a little faster than I thought it would.
What color is that blue?
This is Prussian.
Prussian.
Prussian. Okay. That brayered off. Putting this down here.
Paula is probably asleep by now. What's your favorite band or artist?
What is my favorite band?
Or artist?
Oh, I like Leela Downs. I like Lucinda Williams. I like Amalia Rodriguez. She's a fado singer from Spain. I give that another little rub-a-dub-dub. Sometimes I don't push it hard enough. And then sometimes I push it too hard and I can't get my stencil off of my paper. We all know that occurs.
I really like that blue. It looks really cool. Wow. That came out really good.
Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so we've got a lot of paint here. That is going to cover up a whole lot of stuff. And this is really kind of ugly. So we're just going to go for it. And, you know, have regrets later. Whatever. I grabbed some of these that hopefully dried by now. We were going pretty fast and furiously there, y'all. Are you? What's the time?
It's 47.
Okay. And it's really important at this stage to get off that mucky muck on the edge, just in case you want to put another print down there. You're not going to have to worry about catching that crap. Okay, I'm throwing that over there. And this is...
Whoa. That's awesome. I like that one a lot.
Okay, that is a good one. That is a good one. Okay, and here we go with this one.
I like how the blue like darkened what was behind. That's cool.
And I think we're going to be able to get one more. But we won't be finished. I'm just trying to get all this off here because remember we still have the stencil that has blue on it. I'm really pushing hard because I really want this to pick up the rest of that. And if it doesn't, I'm just going to pick it up with my cups. Because I got plans here, folks. Now look at that. Look at the color.
Whoa. That's really cool.
Now, Caleb, you can take any of these that you want to take.
Alright. Sounds good. This one's gonna be really cool. I'm excited about that.
Those sometimes, if you want to do artwork, are just all right. Now we picked up the rest of that. The reason is because I'm going to do the same thing I did a while ago with okay, let's see. Let's use
This is the liquid layer stencil that we're using.
quinacridone nickel azo gold. It's a fluid acrylic, and this is for this technique that really works best. If you get your because you can get a nice thin, and see it's kind of browning out there where it went because it had some of the blue still on the. We're not concerning ourselves with that, and we're going to put this down with the wet side with the Prussian blue. I kind of got it off a little bit, but I can't move it. Once you get that down, you just go. Y'all understand that? So you're going to get a cool print here. And hopefully some of that's going to squish through there. Halo a little bit. That's my hope and wish. A little bit of haloing. See the haloing?
Bye, Margie.
And then you pull this off.
Thanks for coming to the stream. Whoa, that looks really cool.
You grab your print. Didn't get it completely on there, but.
What guitar do you have, Graham?
And then you get lines over your.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, not completely finished, and we got some good stuff going on here. Just down here, because there's lots of white. So now you have the option of, getting some more. And we could probably still get some stuff on this. Let's see. I want to be careful because I don't want to goop up the stuff that I've already got on there. But yeah. Okie dokie. Open. I wanted to show you one more thing you can do with this stencil that's wet here, but I don't have an empty plate. So let's pull this bad boy. I don't, I'm not worried about the wrinkling part. I'm just worried about the tearing part. And this is great because we're getting great distribution of leftovers. See that?
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that happens all the time. Sometimes you just, get some on the edge or just get a big blob out in the middle. Now, look at that. Wonderful print. Even though some stuff was left behind, it's still a really cool print. We'll look at more of that later. Put this back here, sprayer on top of it. And we're going to put the stencil down here. Find the most interesting spot. That looks pretty good.
Nice, Graham. That's really cool.
Okay. Get this lined up here so that you have an idea of, you know, what we're doing.
Hello, Sue. We're glad you made it really quick.
Okay. Then you take a wet wipe. And you're not getting, depending on how much paint is on the stencil, you're not getting a ton of contrast here, but you'll be surprised how much is depositing back on the plate as we go over and clean off.
We're in our last 4 minutes right now.
We're in the last 4 minutes?
Yes, so at some point we should probably go through everything we've done today.
Voila. Can you see it?
It's like barely there, but you can.
It's just so subtle.
That's really cool.
And then you let that dry.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a great last print there. Very proud of that. I'm really very proud of all the prints today. I mean, I don't think there were any really horrible ones. This is not finished. More will be added to that. Of course, this one. I mean, that's just so vibrant and wonderful on so many levels. Now, this is really, really wet, so we must be careful not to put anything on top of it.
Yes, Sue, I got everything set up.
This white one is still wet. I'm just going to show it to you. Look at how cool that looks in the... It looks way cooler.
That looks so cool.
In the thing that it does on the... This probably needs 2 or 3 more layers. Remember this one? It's still slightly wet. And then I'm showing you the oopsies as well as the goodies. Remember, pull layer needs to be, you need to have thick paint. It doesn't mean that you leave it really thick, but you get enough that you can brayer it out, that you've got a moist surface all over the place, because that's what happened with this one. And then what we have left is to have all this on the plate. But not to worry, this is going to be something, it'll turn out to be something wonderful. Just not right now. Okay, and then here's another of our Prussian blue.
That looks really
open. Good. Prussian blue open. And I'm not setting it on top of that other one because they would be stuck together. I think this is really
I think that's my favorite one today.
Oh, but here, this one's going to be this one is really going to be your favorite one.
That one is really cool too. Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
Because you can see all the layers there.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you use transparent paint. Oh, gosh, my arm's stuck. Okay, I'm not. And don't forget this little jobber. Ooh. And then this is the one that somebody said, leave it alone. I agree.
Yeah, that one's nice.
And
hello,
then,
Janice.
I think this one is my favorite.
That one turned out really good. Like, I like the background in that one. There's a lot of depth.
There's a lot of depth, and I think that's a really good point. And I think all of them today really had that. And plus we have a really wonderful brayer off back over here to bring into next time around. And remember, we've still got some good stuff on the plate back over there.
We do.
So make sure you come back and join us on Sunday.
On Sunday.
And Love you.
Love you. Like
a long haul.
There we go. I'm working
Bye,
on
everyone.
it. Bye, everybody.